She-Rag got me.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto district of Seattle. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center. Guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
As I remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
They'll run here with a rookie second-round pick, Kenneth Walker. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Sticking with Walker on second down. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Geno down to throw. That's complete to his running back, Dallas. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. catches. Well, that's how you use your safety valve, CD. He didn't appear to be the intended target, but they got it to him, and he was able to get just enough to pick up the first.
And what a great example of where we are right now in the NFL, because if you're a running back, you're not just going to carry it. You got to catch it out of the backfield as well. Those combo guys, they're the ones everyone wants on their team.
On first down, Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to throw, Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
There's the stiff arm. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Everything that happened before that fumble was great. Good vision, navigated the open field, got good chunk yardage. At that point, if you see a defender coming, though, just step out of bounds. Don't risk all you picked up before the hit to just try and get an extra yard or two.
So here come the Saints now for their first drive. They're led out by a three-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Play fake. Here's Dalton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 plays so far, running and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they do that. Looking for a better play coming up on third. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. Dalton now to pass. Forced out. And the pressure gets to him again. Barreling in for the sack, Shirley Harris. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and have to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Now Geno. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Touchdown! Noah Fant, 45 yards. And the Seahawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Dalton. Open man is the tight end Troutman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw here, Dalton. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule it out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly what they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is set away. And taken right on the 30. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. On third down, here's Walker. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. Throwing on second down. Dalton. And that's off the mark. Incomplete. Adam Troutman, the intended receiver. And it's third down. Right where this set of down started, they need a 4-10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. There's Chris Olave. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
How about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That one is blown up by Jordan Brooks, the linebacker.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12. Now Dalton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Blake Gillikin on the punt now on fourth down. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. A solid stiff arm. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And they will take over first and 10. The Seahawks take back over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series. But what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again second and 10. Sticking with Walker on second down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with third and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll try the air now with Smith. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter. Obviously looking for number 2. And definitely not playing the check down game.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Dalton eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. We'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing, Dalton. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
This is fielded at the 27. Shreds him with a stiff arm. They'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson and Debo. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision could get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Now a first down carry. It's Camara. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Andy Dalton. Dancing to his left. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
Camara up the middle. He'll take it inside the 25. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, something...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And the Seahawks will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Big gain of 5, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. Nothing to score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Room here to run. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys, good. Yeah. Backside guys,
man,
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. Credit the tackle there to Geno.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive end, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Dalton. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And it's 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that time.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 54 yards away. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Back out now comes Kenneth Walker in the Seattle offense. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Play action. It's Smith. He'll get that complete to Parkinson. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. David Onyemata forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And incomplete on the deep ball.
The one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there. And it also brings up 3rd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And Dalton to throw. And that is incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get...
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story. That's a full 67 yards in the air.
Now Myers for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
From the 6. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Saints coming out now to take the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed.
And now off to the races down the right side. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
Holding offense.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays when the guy's out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. So Dalton now. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Lutz is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On 2nd and inches, Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Smith. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Cameron Jordan. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll fake it. Now Smith. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Now we're going to get another look at this one. Dennis Allen not happy, so he has thrown the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field states.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now, if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Again, this is Kamara. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Dalton's throw taken in by Landry.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jarvis Landry, 27 yards.
And the Saints are back within a score.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it's Jarvis Landry who finishes it off with a touchdown reception.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Taken at about the 1. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Let's go.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Again, it's Walker. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
They'll run for it. It's Walker.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, oh, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively.
Straight ahead, Walker. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker powering forward. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first down.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Let's go. Go.
On the handoff, this is Walker. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
This is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man-covers were so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
On this drive so far, it's 1st and 10. Smith now to throw. And that's going to be caught downfield by Pham. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Now it's Smith. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Geno down to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll try and run, Walker. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Myers' kick is good, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
scores now. Converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive.
And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another try after the 1st down sack. Dalton, and his throw is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sacked on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taken right around the 44. Stiff-armed it. That'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Let's go now.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Ready.
To the right side, this is Walker. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
Ready.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this 1st half. The final shot here before break. Smith. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that 1st half for the Saints. And even though they've got work to do on the scoreboard, their running game has been solid. Over 100 yards rushing in that 1st half. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they too have had a lot of success running the football, as both of these teams have really used their offensive lines to great advantage.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
They start the second half with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Dalton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Pull it forward, the one to get to him and drop it.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Passing, it's Dalton. He gets this one complete to Smith. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he fields it cleanly. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off of play action, here's Smith. They'll fire one downfield for Fant. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game, so they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Saints. Smith, 74 yards. And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, When I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. Flushed out right. Shoves him aside. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Ready, set.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They begin on the ground with Camaro, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Give Geno the credit for the stuff.
But these guys going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw here, Dalton. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield, and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. They overloaded that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Safety blitz, such a fun play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest. Now a sack. He's definitely campaigning for Player of the Week honors, isn't he, partner?
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this will be taken at the 13.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
And everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond. Not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno rolling to his right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
And he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
111 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Dalton now to pass.
He completes it to Olave.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Second and 5 now. Dalton toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now to try the New Orleans field goal. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. The kick by Lutz is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. DJ Dallas to return it from his end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Smith. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Okay,
so
ready?
in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Now Smith. He completes this to Walker. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
On the ball, on the ball.
To throw again on 2nd down. Smith. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, here's a classic second guess. I thought he had a better chance of a positive play if he just ran it himself. The coverage downfield was really good. That one falls incomplete.
Throwing again is Smith. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or worse, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder, puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing, Dalton.
Open man is the tight end, Troutman.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Dalton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And out now come the Seahawks. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulated right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Smith. On the move to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Marcus Davenport picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Smith. They'll roll him out right. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like 2 excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing now is Geno. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
This is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 12-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st down, it's Smith. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Here's Smith. And that is incomplete here.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Seahawks. Will Disley from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So both offenses come to life here in this 3rd quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Myers now to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
How does the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here?
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted.
Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Smith.
This will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they got no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 24. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. Well, this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. So Dalton now.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2 for Dalton. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it, changes field position.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are in great shape here as they take over at the 36-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Smith. He lets it fly for Lockett.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play. But he could not pull it in.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And Dalton to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quadre Diggs. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk for big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Now Geno on first down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. David Onyemata able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Smith now to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. David Onyemata dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And this is picked up by the Saints. And some room to run now. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a safe touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
That's caught. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
Smith on first down. And this one is incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave it with a 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Smith. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Geno. He'll buy some time right. And Walker has it.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith. His throw incomplete.
He's been fun to watch in this one. He's made quick reads all game long and helped stake his team a huge lead. Running, passing, he's made all the right decisions. But that wasn't the right read on that one. It falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Takes it at the 7. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film section in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. That's taken it around the 40. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Let's go now.
Now it's Smith off the bootleg. And he can't find anywhere to go with him, and he goes down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Geno now to throw. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints coming out now to take the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Dalton, 1st and 10. He's got Smith here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Andy Dalton.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Dalton. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. A three-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletions. They're going for more.
Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. Pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. Big fourth down here. It's Dalton. And now here is another interception. And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball-hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Off of play action, here's Smith. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to it and forcing a 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And that is incomplete. Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one, maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games. have led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters, and this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth, but a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where, as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. To throw again on second down. Dalton. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they're expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Quentin Jefferson drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Smith going to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Walker. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also have those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Play action. It's Smith. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. On 4th down, Smith.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A first down throw coming for Dalton.
A throw over the middle taken in by Troutman. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 10 for Dalton. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. This will be Dalton again. This one taken in by Olave. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Dalton operating in the red zone now. Steps away to his left. And my goodness, another interception. And the Seahawks come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.